Hello again from Firefly Ministry. It was about 20 plus years ago now, but I remember it just like it was yesterday. Kim and I still lived in Atlanta and owned Sign Pros, a commercial sign company specializing in large format advertising, lighted signs, and electronic message boards. Now, I remember it because I wasn't paying attention and in just a few minutes was made to look like a complete fool. I arrived early at the office that day because I needed to get a head start on planning the day's activities for the installers, the fabricators, and the other office staff that would be showing up shortly. I should have known something was up when I spotted Michael, my chief graphic designer, at his desk working on a complex overdue project. Michael's what you might call a night owl. I could count on one hand the number of times he actually beat me to the office, so my suspicion should have been aroused. It was after midnight when I left the office the night before, and now 7:30 was greeting me on the keypad as I deactivated the office alarm. I made my way over to the desk, sat down, and without thinking, just touched one of the keys on the keyboard to wake it up from its short night's sleep. And there it was, probably the most dreaded thing any business owner could ever see. There on the screen, the larger-than-life message, "You've been hacked." And then, as I sat there, it just got worse and worse and worse. There, before my eyes, all the company files were disappearing. The accounting data, the customer data, all of our sign designs, everything was disappearing. The computer screen was busy with a flurry of activities. The mouse was moving about on its own. My business was under attack and I was about to be wiped out. Now, in my panic, I called out to Michael. He was the office computer guru and the only person that I knew that could help me right now. But a few more people had arrived and Michael was slow to respond to my call because he was engaged in conversations elsewhere. My panic cry grew louder and sterner. "Michael, I need you now." That's when I heard it. Suddenly, everyone in the office erupted in laughter. And then they all in unison shouted, "April Fool!" That's when it hit me. I hadn't been hacked. I'd been fooled. That is, April fooled. Michael and his accomplices had put a self-running file on my computer the day before. The file would simulate a complete computer meltdown when a key was hit after entering the sleep mode. Now, it took me a few seconds to recover from seeing my entire business disappear, but then I was able to join in the laughter, even though it was at my expense. I'll have to admit the rest of the day was all uphill from there. Everything turned out all right that day, but things were different after that. After the experience of my early morning panic, later that day, I updated my antivirus software and installed new system backup software on the network. Even though I had been briefly made the fool, I had learned a very valuable lesson that day. A lesson that would save my business only a few months later after experiencing an actual attack on our system. Now, in life, sometimes we as humans can do things that by all earthly accounts appear to be foolish. But when combined with the direction and the power of the Holy Spirit, confounds the wisdom of men and works to the glory of God. This Sabbath's message will mark the official beginning of Pastor Fred Fuller's service as our interim pastor here at Decatur. But already he's been working with us here at Firefly Ministry on this week's broadcast. Pastor Fuller's message this week is entitled, "A Few Good Fools." The message centers around how God uses His power in the life of His willing servants to confound the wisdom of the world. We invite you to join us in our sanctuary this Sabbath for Pastor Fuller's message, "A Few Good Fools." But if you can't do that, please be sure to visit us either on Facebook or YouTube for this Sabbath services. And until then, have a blessed week.